Hey, happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope you are doing well. Middle of the week, hump day, as they call it. And it is a beautiful Wednesday morning here in San Diego. Hope it is with where you are. I know it's warm. If it's warm here in San Diego, which, normally we have beautiful weather, it's probably warm where you are. So I hope you are staying cool. And this is In the Raw, unscripted, unpracticed, unedited conversation. And we've been talking about bullseye living. What does that mean? What does it mean to have that focus just as a bullseye and always aiming for that focus, always making sure that we hit the target as we are aiming in our life, in the direction of our life. So we've been talking about 3 reasons we should have a bullseye living attitude. The first one was bullseye living gives me a reason to live. It gives us a reason to live. It opens up that idea that why am I here on earth? Why am I living? What is my purpose? So it gives us a reason to live. We don't just live just to live. We don't just exist to exist. It gives us a reason. The second thing that bullseye living does, it makes my decisions clear. We all of us are faced with making tough choices, tough decisions, and sometimes we're not sure what decision to make or how to go about making these decisions. When we are living and focused on God and we're focused on that bullseye living, then we can make those decisions easier. They become clearer, and we are able to make good decisions. The third and the last reason that I want to talk about today is that bullseye living it gives my life meaning. Sorry, bullseye living gives my life meaning, and so let's talk a little bit about that. What does that mean? What does it mean that it gives us our life meaning? I believe we read the passage in Ephesians at the beginning. And by the way, if you haven't seen the previous videos, go back and go to part 1 of Bullseye Living and watch them all first before you continue here. But this passage in Ephesians that we read, he's talking about bullseye living. And he says, pay close attention to how you live. That's one of the phrases he uses. Pay close attention on how you live. In other words, don't go shooting at every part of the bullseye. Go right for the bullseye. Go right for the middle. Go right to the target, right? Pay attention on how you live. In order to hit the bullseye, the archer has to focus and pay attention to that center, right? They have to aim and pay attention. So pay attention on how you live. And then it continues to say, make good use of every opportunity you get to find out what the Lord wants you to do. So God always presents us with opportunities. Sometimes we say life presented me with this opportunity, but really when God is at work in your life, it is God who is opening doors. God is closing other doors that you don't need to go through and opens other doors that you should go through. He is presenting opportunities in our lives. So we need to make good use of every opportunity we get to find what the Lord wants us to do, right? So when you find out what God wants you to do, you feel like you're in God's place. You feel like you are aiming towards that bullseye. We're not perfect, but we're moving towards that perfection, right? We are maturing every day. You will never have greater satisfaction in your life until you know that you are moving towards that. You will also, when you know that you're understanding, I should say, when you're understanding why God created you, what God's purpose is for your life, it will give your life meaning. It will bring meaning to your life when you know this is why I exist. This is why God created me. And for those of you, many of you that are watching this, who would describe yourself as a committed Christian, if that's you, I still want to give you some areas to grow, as I want to grow. We all need to grow. There's no such thing as saying, oh, we've already grown enough. I'm already grown out. There's no such thing. We continue to grow. And you need to ask yourself this question: what are the areas of your life that have slowed down your pursuit of godliness? What are the areas of your life that have slowed you down in your pursuit of godliness? If we're looking at this target and your bullseye, and in bullseye living, we're looking at this target. What are the things that get in the way? What's getting in the way of that target? You want to live that bullseye, living, and what's getting in the way of that target? What are you doing to get rid of them? That's another question we need to ask. What am I doing to get rid of those things that are in the way of the target, in the way of the bullseye? And so you need to consider these questions, think about it, and say, what adjustments do I need to make? And Archer, as they are practicing and they are, doing this, they are making adjustments as they do. As they're making adjustments with their aim. They're making adjustments with their handling of the bow and arrow. They're making adjustments in their posture and other adjustments. So what adjustments do you need to make sure that you are living a bullseye living and you are aiming towards that target? All right. Well, I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and we will talk to you soon.